Okay, you guys, well, we're gonna get started. It is already 8:30. Well, hello everyone. My name is Dacia Wiegandt. I am a Senior National Sales Director with Mary Kay. I am from Miami, Florida, and I'm so excited to be with you here tonight. You guys, we are down to the last 6 weeks of the year. It's crazy. This is where it gets so exciting. This is where it gets so exciting. And so welcome, welcome, welcome. You might have been in Mary Kay for a long period of time, and you're finishing up a really big goal, or maybe you're brand spanking new and you are running and doing big things, or maybe you've just decided to recommit to your business. But we are just so excited to have you on here tonight. I'm excited to be with you. We're going to do a little bit of recognition in the beginning, and then I'm going to show you guys a little bit about myself, and I'm going to talk to you about some tips on what I would focus on to finish up this year strong, and just on a few different things that I know that will work on building a strong, successful organization and business, which is what I know why you're here. And so congratulations on joining the top 5% of our company and being a red jacket. So that is amazing. All the ladies that their reports this week for their faces, their beauty experiences, their interviews, and their new consultants. And so I want to give a huge shout out to our top 3 in personal faces. We know that faces take us places, right? And so you guys, I want you to know that I would never be where I am today without doing, I always did 30 faces a month. For 4 years straight, I did 30 faces a month. 44 power starts. You guys write that down. 44 power starts. There was never a month that I didn't do it. So you guys, you have to do it, right? So our number 3 was, I'm hoping I'm saying the name, Preventia from Diana Sumter's area. And she did 12 faces. So number 3, 2 tied, had 20 faces done. Denise Nguyen from the Amy Allgood area, congratulations. And we have Anne Marie from, oh, I cannot read. Oh, it's from Amy Allgood. So congratulations on being number 2. And our number 1 from the Joanne Berlin, 22 faces. Congratulations, girlfriend, on 22 faces. Almost a power start in 1 week. I'm sure you're going to have amazing results from that. And for our beauty experiences, we had for our number 2 position, we Lydia Melton. We have Lydia Melton from Joanne, 3 beauty experiences. And our number 1 was Denise Nguyen from Amy Allgood's area with 6 beauty experiences. A bunch of you had 1 and 2, but so Denise 1 was number 1 with 6 beauty experiences in 1 week, and our number 2 was Lydia Melton with 3. Congratulations from Joanne's area. That's awesome. So interviews, and I don't know about you, but every face I saw and every beauty experience I held, I always shared about the Mary Kay opportunity. And so our number 3 for interviews was Lydia Melton from Joanne's area, and she had 6 interviews. And then we had a tie. We had Michelle Gurney from my area, and she had 6 interviews. And Denise Nguyen from Amy Allgood's area, and Denise had 9 interviews. Congratulations, girlfriend. And our number 1 was Anne Maria Paratuhu. I hope I'm saying it right. I'm chopping it up. From the Roya Mattis area with 20 interviews. She had 20 interviews, girlfriend. That is amazing. So proud of you. I know a gold medal is going to come out of that. And then for our beauty experiences, right, for our parties, we had in the number 3, let's see. Okay, we had Denise Nguyen with 2 beauty experiences, and our number 1 was Laura Loftus from the Roya Mattis area with 3 beauty experiences. So congratulations, ladies. Thank you so much for turning that in. You always want to be accountable to your national. I know that every week leading up to DI, turning is how many interviews, how many beauty experiences they're having, who they're working with, who's moving up. So it's really important to have that accountability. Some of you guys turned in questions, and I'll answer that at the end, but I just kind of want to get started. I'm going to introduce myself for those of you that don't know me with my story a little bit, just so you know me a little bit better, and then I'm just going to give you some tips on building a solid organization and working in May and June. So I started my business when I was 22 years old. I was a baby. I was right out of college. I went to the University of Florida. I was a school teacher. And a dear friend of mine, the superintendent's daughter of our school from high school, had just started Mary, and she was always starting and stopping things. And I was like, oh my gosh, Jessica, what have you gotten yourself into now? She invited me to this guest event that's doing Bertolin, who also I think you'll be hearing from next week. Preachers, and she was she had done her daughters were helping her. And I thought this would be great because I knew it was a school that I was worth. And so I started off just to make some extra part-time money. And you guys, I didn't have the confidence. I was really, really shy. I didn't have any business experience. I didn't have my family support. All my friends were out. They weren't anywhere near me. And so I literally had to start from nothing. I started my starter kit for 3 weeks, and then it wasn't until where I became a star consultant that I was like, okay, it's not fair that I say that this doesn't work if I don't give it a full out chance. So I promised myself I'd give this 11 months of my all, and that I would commit to going to the meetings, that I would hold 3 skincare parties a week, and that I would listen to my director and actually do what she told me to do, because if I wanted to be in her shoes, I needed to do what she was doing. And so I finally got started, and I actually got into DIQ pretty quickly. Within the first month, I was in DIQ, but I wasn't in DIQ for the right reasons. I was in DIQ because that's the honest truth. And so I grew and then did not finish DIQ because I just wasn't serious about it. But I did earn my car before Christmas, and 5 months into the company, I made a decision at our national area advance, and it's always so important to go to your nationals advances, and that's where I always made pivotal big decisions in my business, which really made or break my business. And so I made a decision that I was never going to settle, that I was going to become a director, and within a month, we became a sales director. We went from 12 personal team members to 32. And it was just by me making a decision, working hard personally, and it was such a good feeling to get it done quick. I always say faster is easier, slow is never. New director at 22 years of age. You guys, I was moving up in Mary Kay, where it wasn't as cool to be a sales director because most everybody was 30. There was really no doing anything. And so I really felt like God had called me, set an example to show people that they could do it young and they could do it well, and that they did well ever to be successful. I really didn't know that God was using me as that example. I didn't become a national sales director. I came in for an extra little bit of money to maybe one day earn a car. As my confidence grew, my successes were growing, and all of a sudden I was earning a car, and I had women joining my team, and all of a sudden I was earning a Cadillac and unit clubs, and I thought, oh my gosh, maybe my next step should be national sales director. So some of you come in and you're like, I want to go to the top, I want to be a national sales director. Or some of you come in and go, I'd like to make some great extra income. I'd love to replace my income. I'd love to earn a car, but I'm really not sure why I'm here. And so I was very steps-minded. Like I set a goal, and then I celebrated, and then I hit another goal. Like it was hard to make this long-term goal. So I had the long-term goal, as a vision of where I wanted to be, but I was always looking at what was next. So I'll talk about that in a little bit. But literally for 8 months, I was a sales director, and I was the way I knew that I could, if that makes sense. I was caring what people thought about me. I wasn't giving it my all. And about 8 months into being a sales director, I made another decision at our national area advance. And I made a decision that I would never settle again, that I would never settle for mediocrity. And so it was right then and there that I made a decision that I would never do less than 3 skincare parties a week, that I would never touch paperwork again, that I would share with every single person that came in me, and that I'd work this like a 40 years. And this was my calling, that this is what God had called me to, and I didn't care what people, and I just went. And that first full year as a sales director, my goal was to be the queen of sharing, and it was probably my favorite experience in Mary Kay, was becoming the queen of sharing. We recruited 30 from that year, and experience being able to be on stage and to encourage women and to have on stage and focused on personal work. And was to become $1 million sales director, and so we did that. I really, my story is my story, and what we encourage you set out to do is for you, but for me, I had to prove it to myself that I could be queen of sharing. I had to prove it to myself that I could be $1 million director, because remember, I didn't have that business experience. And so I wanted to build up that respect and that credibility with my peers, the people that lived inside with the company. And so I knew that if I could become $1 million, I could build a solid organization. And so we did that. We had about 200 unit members, did million, and also was the runner-up of Queen of Sharing. And then Ari Hathaway was the #1 of Queen of Sharing that year, my Offspring National, which you heard from a few weeks ago. And then we did it one more time. We did million one more time. And so, what has helped me build this solid organization was, me having a good attitude, me making the commitment that, whatever it takes, and that God has called me to this, and that if he's called me here, then I need to do it well, and I need to give it my all. And so, I didn't always know what I was doing. I didn't know all the answers. I fell down a lot. I always say that, our knees are bloodier than yours are, but I got back up, and I knew that it made, and every time I got back up a little bit faster. And those stories were going to be able to be used to help encourage another consultant or director that was going through what I went through. And so just know that when we just have a little thicker skin, because we've just been through a little bit more than you have. And I've had the same rejection. I've cared what people thought, but I just learned to get over it. I learned to get over it, and I just can tell you that this is the best company to be a part of. It's the best company to be a part of. It's where I built my confidence. Like I said, I was shy. I built confidence in Mary Kay, and I believe that when a woman's confident, she's able to transfer that to her children, to her friends, to her family, and you just raise the bar for people around you, right? And you become an average around, right? And the income, obviously, we all know it's so worth it. It's so worth it. Did I start making a few $1,000s a month right away? No. Did I start making $10,000 a month? No. It started off, with my first $40 commission check and my first few $100 commission check, and then $2,000, and then, it grew up to $60,000 a month. I wouldn't have made that in 3 years of private school teaching. But you guys, I had faith. I had faith that if I did the work, that God would bless my efforts. And I truly believe that the harder you work, that he blesses your efforts. And the more you do it, the better you get, right? So I want to talk to you about building a solid organization and what that looks like and what I would focus on. And first and foremost, I want you to know that this is a journey. It is not a destination. This is a journey. I think so many times as women, we make up our mind that, well, in 2 years, I'm going to be here. And it's so good to have long-term goals and to plan. But I want you to get out of your mind to work this business and think, okay, well, in 2 years, I'm going to get here, and then I'm just going to sit back and relax. I want you to commit to constantly building and generate. As your organization gets bigger, you're going to get better and your confidence is going to grow and it's going to get easier and easier. I want you to get what you do. You don't work a day in your life. You know, I want you to work at this because God's called you to this. You wouldn't be here if He hadn't called you to this. And the way I look at it is if I'm going to be called to something, I'm not just going to sit around and be mediocre. I'm going to use my gifts and talents, and I'm going to do what God's calling me to do well. And I'm going to give it my all. And so I want you to ask yourself, are you giving your business your all? Like on a scale from 1 to 10, what are you giving it? And so I don't want you to think of Mary Kay as a destination. I want you to think of it as a journey. It's so much fun, and you're going to learn so much of the journey. You're going to gain confidence. You're going to gain income. You're going to gain sisters. You're going to gain friendships. You're going to change your life. You're going to transform. You're going to have better friendships. You're going to grow as a person. You'll probably change houses and cars and all kinds of things. But I don't want you to look at it as a destination. It is a journey. I am not at my final point. Like, I am transforming, I'm evolving, I'm becoming the leader that God wants me to be. And so every day is a new day, and I'm just going to give it. You just stop thinking, well, when I get here, I'll be happy. That's not the way that it works. When you're truly and you're grateful for where you are and you're giving today your best, that is attractive to other people. You know, it's better for you and your sanity so that you don't go crazy. But also, you know, God talks about us. He says, you know, I want you to focus on 2 days. I want you to focus on today and that day. So today is right now. What are you doing to give today your best, right? Even when you get off from watching this, you know, do you have your week all helpful laid out, your workout clothes, or, you know, maybe everything laid out for your starter kit, for all your events that you have, or people that you need to follow up with. Like, what are you doing? Can you put your head on your pillow? Job well done, good and faithful servant. I did everything I could for today. And when you live out every day, you will grow as a leader and you will prosper in this business. Number 2, know that you are a decision away. Some of you just haven't made that decision. Some of you have made that decision, but you are a decision away. And I want you to have that all-in commitment of whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Whether it takes me a self-structure, 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years, whatever, to become a national, you've been called to this. You're here for a reason. You're not here to give up. You're to give it your all. And we can't tell you the exact time frame that it's going to be. But I can tell you that the harder you work and the more faces you do and the more people you share with, you get closer and closer to your goal. Number 3, I want generating leads sources, right? In any business, you constantly need new leads coming in. And I think that's why I was able to become a national sales director within 4 years, because you guys, I took seriously the 5 leads a day and the 2. I didn't have anybody around me that was my age at home, and I knew nobody because everybody had moved out of town, and my mom thought I was crazy, and my mom's friend's so cute that she's doing this whole cake thing. So I had to learn to warm chatter. I had to meet people. And so I truly took seriously what Mary Kay's talked to every feet of you. Was I scared to death? Absolutely. I cared what people thought. I was intimidated by them. Once you don't care and you're committed to your goal and you made a decision, you just got to think, you know what? If I don't talk to her, someone else will. And you know what? What's the worst she's going to say to me? No. And so you guys, every day for 2 years straight, I got 5 new leads and 2 new bookings. Yes, Sunday is the day. I did it 7 days a week. That was 35 new leads a week, right? And we always say half of all our appointments are going to hold, right? So if I called all those 35 leads, I normally got 1 out of 5 to answer. And out of those at least 7 new leads, I would book half of them. So at least 3 to 4 would be new appointments, not including my leads from my facials and skincare parties, which we now call beauty experiences, you know, you're supposed to be walking away from every skincare party or beauty experience with 20 to 100 leads. So you've got your warm chatter leads that you're getting daily. That's 5 a day, so you're never running out of people to call. You've got your beauty experiences that you've got, you know, 15 people a week. You're asking from 20 to 100 leads. You're getting, you know, anywhere 5 to person, right? Because you're really talking about it. You're playing the fabulous game. You're thinking about who's coming to their party. You know, so that's your leads and your referrals. Maybe you do brides. You know, if you want to get into brides, you can talk to your director about how to get involved with bridal shows or bridal lists and things like that, and events such as that, or harvest festivals that come up in the fall, or facial boxes. Facial boxes are great. You know, you can set out about 10 different facial boxes and, you know, little mom and pop boutiques or quaint little restaurants in your area, or your laundry, or wherever. Just want different sources. So table events at colleges, harvest festivals, office of the week. You know, office of the week is a great thing to do, and so talk to your director about that. And so I want you to be generating leads from 5 sources. So tonight, I want to make that a homework assignment for you. Where are you gaining your leads? You know, some of your brand spanking new and you're still working from the initial list that you have, which is people you know, people on Instagram, Facebook, people at school, work, church. Make that list. I guarantee you it'll be close to 100 people, right? Have you really called everybody on your phone? Have you really messaged everybody on Instagram and Facebook? Have you really talked to everybody in your church? Have you talked to everybody at the nail salon, at your accountant's office, at your attorney's office? When you go to Target, when you go where, are you getting a few leads wherever you go? You guys see that you've run out of leads. You can't have people to book. No, that's because you're being lazy and you're not opening up your mouth and getting out of your house. You guys, there's nobody recruiting your house. There's nobody to book in your house. You got to get out. If you asked any of my assistants when I was building to director national, if I was at home, they would say, Dacia was never home. She was never home. I would literally sit and give my assistant a list of things to do, and I was gone. I was out. I was never home. I was seeing the people. I was meeting the people, coaching the people, sharing the opportunity. You want to be out, okay? So generating lead sources from 5 different places is going to always give you people to book, which is going to give you people to sell to, which is going to be people to share with. They're going to be your future team members. Number 4, you got to keep your schedule tight. You guys, so many people work for bosses or work for their and they have a time frame, and the time frame. I know we've got different type of leaders watching this. You're either someone that works a full-time job, lunch hour after work to make booking, coaching calls, and beauty experiences. Some of you do this part-time, some of you do it full-time. But you guys, it's not about the quantity, it's the quality. And so I want you, if you've not embraced the weekly plan sheet or your month at a glance, sit down. Mary Kay asked us to do this. Like, this is so baby basic. And if you don't have your set plan or your schedule out, then you're running around like a chicken with your head chopped off, right? And so when I would sit down, I'd first important to me, I'd put, you know, church, and then that spiritual quiet time, or time with my fiance at the time, or your husband, you know, and then time with your kids. And then maybe you have that 9 to 5 job or that 9 to 12 job, right? So put down what's important to you. And then there's a lot of excess, extra space that you're going to have instead of watching TV, or maybe going out to lunch with a friend, or maybe go to that shopping mall, or wasting time on Facebook and Instagram. And you could be booking an appointment, or meeting new people, or holding a beauty experience. And so you guys can do this. You absolutely can do this. And some of the questions that you guys asked me that I'm going to answer is, how do you work this with a full-time job and fit in 5 appointments? So I'm going to get to that at the end. But you got to get a tight schedule. So if you don't have that tight, you guys, create an Excel spreadsheet. If you're a pen and paper girl, take your pencil and highlighters and have fun. You guys, that was my boss. When it said get on the phone, I never felt like getting on the phone. I mean, who feels like getting on the phone? Right? that means. I'm not even going to go into that. But we're not going to feel like walking up to that woman at Target. We're not going to feel like picking up that phone. But you know what? What's the alternative? For me, in my mind, the alternative is having a boss, working for somebody else, having them tell me when I can work and when I can't, and when I can vacation, when I can't, and maybe one day not having a 6-figure income. So to me, just to be comfortable and to work a 4-hour intentional day instead of working for somebody else for 9 or 10 hours. You know, for me, I just got really disciplined. And so I literally design my life, design your life, create the schedule that you want, and that is your boss. And make sure that every night you write out your 6 most important things to do list. You know, every night I have a notebook, a 99-cent notebook, that every night before I go to bed, and it's a mess. It really is a mess, but it doesn't really matter. I've been doing that since I was 22 years old, you guys. 15 years, okay? So it works. Write out exactly what you're working out in your quiet time, to, you know, getting the kids off to school, to going to work, to even writing down the 10 people that you're going to call, you guys. You wonder why you don't get on the phone. It's because you didn't plan for it. You got to plan and prepare for it, right? Write out specifically the names and numbers of the people that you're going to call, who you need to coach for the week, who you need to follow up with, team members that you need to encourage, or write a little card to. So at first, when you're brand new, you know, it's just a lot of booking. You know, you're booking. And then when you have a few team members and, you know, you're coaching and also sharing, then you've got a little bit more to balance. In the beginning, it's all about just booking, and coaching. And then when you've got that team, it's a balancing act of doing both. But you're going to be ready for it. Because with that tenure and time, you're going to be ready for it. You've got that director to guide you and lead you every step of the way. And number 5, I would recommend that you make 10 calls a day to get 2 bookings. You guys, I always say that a booking a day keeps the scaries away. You guys, when you constantly pick up that phone, it's going to get easier and easier. It's going to feel lighter and lighter. But if you only pick up that phone once a week, it's going to feel like a huge weight. It's going to be like, ugh, a dread. So just do it every day. So it's like brushing your teeth, you guys. And I don't care if you create that 30 minutes at lunchtime or 10 minutes at lunch and 10 minutes sitting in the car before you go into the house before you're distracted. Or, you know, you set 20 minutes at night from 5 to 5:30, or you set, you know, right after dinner. I don't care when you do it. You just need to do it. Stop thinking about it. You know, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pick up the phone. Pick up the phone. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go talk to that person, right? Stop thinking. Stop thinking. Just do. You guys, do. Thinking about it, you're going to talk yourself out of it. So just pick up the phone. So I want you to make 10 calls a day to get to 2 bookings. And you guys, if you want to see some major momentum these next few weeks of finishing up strong, double it up. Double it up. You want to be on DIQ and you want to get 5 leads? Not going to be enough. In the next 2 weeks, you need 10. You're going to need 10 a day. You're not going to just call 10 people. You're going to call 20. So if you want massive action, like you want to finish DIQ this month, you want to go into DIQ because you need a gold medal or do something big, we got to double these numbers. We've got to double these numbers. Every single one of these national sales directors that became a national within 2 to 4 years, they just sold faces. It's a number. They sold anywhere from 30 to 100 faces a month. And they interviewed all of them. And so you guys, that's just what it is. How fast do you want to take to become a director and a national sales director? It's how fast you're willing to delay the work, right? So get it done. Double it up. Number 6, got to have 10 beauty experiences booked every 2 weeks out. You got to have 10 beauty experiences booked every 2 weeks out. If you just kind of stroll along, you don't have to do that. But I mean, if you want, I think the reason why you're on this now is because you want to be in DIQ, or you want to finish DIQ, you want to become a leader. And so you're called to more. And so a good rule of thumb is making sure that you have 10 solid appointments every 2 weeks out. And if you don't, then you're booking to do that. And then if you have the 10 appointments in 2 weeks, then you're coaching. So it's real easy. Sometimes we overcomplicate this business, right? If we don't have appointments, we're just on the phone booking, no distraction, booking. If you finish, we're coaching by sending an invitation to keep those appointments and then bring their friends and to encourage them to let them know that this is a big goal for them and you don't want it to slip off the books. But if you've got 10 appointments in 2 weeks, then you're coaching, and in that extra time, you're meeting new leads to pack up the next 2 weeks. And that part is just starting to get those first 2 weeks booked, because once you get those 10 beauty experiences booked, only 5 are going to hold. Remember, only half is going to hold. The business isn't magical, it's mathematical. Half of all your appointments will hold, right? Half of all of the guests you ever confirm to your meetings will show, and 1 out of 10 will join this business. It's all numbers. Half of all the appointments you book will hold. Half of all the guests you show, and 1 out of 10 will join. Right? 10 from those 5, you should at least get 2 bookings from every party. Another 10 is going to come out of that. So it's just the initial get up and go of getting those first 10. And then as long as you're, like I said, getting those 5 leads, from different sources, such as warm chatter, referrals, tables, office of the week, facial boxes, along with booking from your bookings, you will never be out of bookings. And when you're not out of bookings, you're happy with your business, you're selling, and you're meeting your next new team members. And share with everyone with passion. You guys, I mean, are you really sharing with passion? You guys, that is one thing I learned to do, was to share with passion. You guys, people join this business because they like you, what your company has to offer. You guys, there's no greater time than now with this new 3D product. So much passion, you know. I'm sharing with everyone, this is the time to come in. We have this new starter kit with this new product. You want to ride this wave. I mean, people are buying this product like it's going out of style. And so you want to be a part of this. And you want to talk about, hey, when you join my team, you know, you're going to be part of a future Cadillac unit, or you're part of a Cadillac unit. Like, you want to get them excited about what they're coming into. And so, are you sharing your iStory with passion? Are you sharing the business opportunity with passion? Because when you don't, why would they want to join your team that's just like everything else? Like, set yourself apart, be passionate, be excited, light yourself on fire, and people come watch you burn. You guys, always was excited from my first beauty experience. I still share with the same passion that I had in 2001 as I do today, because you know what? That woman in front of you, you might be the only Mary Kay that she might ever see. You might be the only Mary Kay that she might ever see. She might never see another person that's involved with Mary Kay. I'll be darned. I want to make sure that everybody has the best experience with me, or whether I've got a consultant or director in Wisconsin, California, New York, Miami, we are all representing each other. That is a huge task. We are all representing each other. And so you guys, I want you to understand that the way these consultants think is, they don't understand the levels in Mary Kay. See, you understand the levels, but see, just a regular person doing Mary Kay, they think everybody drives a Cadillac. They think we're all the same. That's how we got to represent each other the same. So whether you're a brand new baby consultant or a red jacket or director or national, we're all the same in their eyes. And that's why we've got to be prepared. We've got to share with passion. We've got to listen to people, love people. It's not about profit and loss, right? It's about people and love. It's about loving people, listening, making other people feel important. And when you make other people feel important, they're never going to want to leave you. They're going to want to spend more time with you. And a lot of times people just join because they wanted to hang out with me. And I'm like, well, if you want to hang out with me, you need to join my team. You know, and so you want to be fun. You want to be exciting. You want to be passionate so that people want to join your team, you guys. So share with everyone. You know, the only one thing that I don't agree with Mary Kay is that she said select one person at every skincare party. I suggest you share with them all. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. You share with them all, because if 1 out of 5 joins this business and I'm only selecting 1 out of 5, that means it takes me 5 skincare parties to find 1 recruit. Why would I do that when I could share with all 5 and find 1 team member at every single skincare party? Number 8, never miss a company event and reach out to your senior. You guys, leaders, you show up, you go up. I don't know one national sales director that ever missed a weekly meeting or a company event or a leadership event, I mean, you show up, you go up because you want to be better. And you become like the people around you and reach out to your senior for that accountability. Sometimes we don't want to bother her because we haven't done what we said we were supposed to and we feel bad. But that's when you need to. When you're up on the highest mountain or you're low in that valley, you've got to reach out and tell her, because she's been where you've been and she's going to be able to she's going to be the only person that's going to be able to coach you. And don't blame anybody else but yourself. As a leader, you take personal responsibility. When I wasn't appointments on my books, it's because I didn't pick up the phone. When I didn't have new team members coming in, it's because Dacia wasn't sharing. When I didn't have people to book, it's because I wasn't getting vulnerable and meeting new people and looking for leads. And number 9, you guys, you want to have a balanced beauty experience. You will get what you focus on. The grass is always greener where you water it, right? So how did I become the queen of sharing? How did I do 3 years of being in the top 10 of the beat? Okay, this is the deal, you guys. I spent half the time on the skincare and half the time on sharing the opportunity. I want you to really evaluate your party. You're gonna get what you focus on. If you just focus on the skincare party and selling, that's all you're going to get, which is good, but it's not gonna get you to multiply to become the director that you need to be to become that national. And so I really got good at balancing it out. I look at it kind of like I believe that sharing opportunity is kind of like opening is, right? Sharing your story, getting everybody excited, getting to know everybody else there, thanking the hostess, right? The middle part, and everybody does it a little differently. Some of you guys put the charcoal mask on and share about the opportunity. Some of you might put the foundation primer on before you put on the foundation, and you might share the opportunity. Some of you do the Mrs. Cat or whatever you do. So it's that layering part, like the middle of the cake. You know what I mean? Like you're just bringing them in, talking about the flexibility and the money and the friendships and the prizes and, you know, all that, just intriguing them, right? And then the end, and I always do this after the roll-up bag. Like I share the roll-up bag and all the prices, but before we meet 101, I share the opportunity. Why? Because I might not see these people again. And I know at least one new beauty consultant at every skincare party, and I tell them that. You know, if you don't walk into the beginning of your party and say, Mary Kay said, there's one beauty skincare party, so we're going to see who it's going to be today. So make sure you stay at the end because I'm going to be raffling off some free product because I'm going to share with you what I believe is the best unkept secret, how this has changed my life. And so you share, and then in the closing 101, where you close your sales, you book your follow-ups. That's where you take, and I do a 1 through 10. Some of you do A, B, C, D. Some of you do 1 through 10. I'm not going to tell you how to do it. The point is you need to do it, right? But that's where I'm going to take her from that 6 to 10 or that 7 to 10 by building that relationship and that connection. So you guys, are you sharing? You know, and maybe some of you are just sharing the whole time and you're not selling. And so I believe in a very well-rounded, balanced, full circle approach. I built it fast, but I built it well, very well and solid. And so you guys, we became an inner circle area our first year out as a national area. And we've been in the top 10 ever since High Diamond Circle. So you guys, I know what I'm talking about when I talk about working full circle and working it well. And so you guys, I will tell you, as a national sales, to this day, I will not share the opportunity without putting product on their face. I am old school, old fashioned. Why? Why is that? Because when I get the product on her face, I'm teaching her what she's going to do when she joins. I'm also finding out her deserve level and her self-esteem. When a sale is closed, it's a good indication of showing me that she has high self-worth when she buys a basic set or $110. It's letting me know that she has the money, she deserves it, she thinks highly of herself. And my best team members are the ones that came in from a skincare party where I close the transaction, close the book, follow up, and share the opportunity on the spot. So I am like so old fashioned. But I always make sure that I close my sale. I share, but I close my sale first, I book my follow-up, and then I share with them the opportunity. So I get paid because I'm showing her what she's going to be doing when she joins. I'm booking a follow-up with her referrals because if she doesn't join, she's now going to have a party where I'm going to meet her friends, or she might need to see that party to see herself doing this. So you guys, do you have a well-rounded, balanced presentation? And if you don't, maybe you need to reevaluate that. And you don't have to wait till you get good to do Mary Kay. That's another thing, you guys. Don't wait to get good to do Mary Kay. Some of us are like, well, when I have the perfect house, well, then I'll start doing it the right way. Or when I have the perfect office, I'm going to start doing it. Or when I have, you know, the husband or the this, or when I'm off in the summer, you guys, stop waiting. Stop waiting, you guys. You need to jump into this, you guys. Most of you can breathe, you can see, you have hands, you can drive, you are able and you are capable of doing this, you guys. You do see all the directors and nationals in this company, right? Different shapes, different sizes, different ages, different races. What's different between them and between you and them? They made a decision. They've fallen down a whole lot more than you have, but there's no difference, you guys. They're not one cookie cutter shape or size or ethnicity. It's all different types. They just decided to go for it and to never stop, and you can too. Number 10, you have to take care of this. This is a head game, you guys. You got to take care of this. This is like, you know, running your car without an oil change, you guys. If you don't take care of your mind and your body, you're not starting every day with prayer, reading 10 pages in a leadership book, right? Having quiet time, filling your cup before you go into this crazy world, like, all odds are against you, right? So how are you going to build this unit as a leader when you're not taking care of yourself? And stop saying that you don't have time to do it. Yes, you do. Maybe you need to wake up an hour earlier or plan accordingly or stay up an hour later, but you do have the time. You just haven't made a decision to make it happen. And so you guys, you've got to spend that time. You guys, I always make sure that I have that quiet time. So I want you to commit to that time, that workout time, that time just to fill your cup. And number 11, you guys, your sphere of influence. And I know that this is hard. I want you to know that it was very lonely going to the top. Very lonely, especially for me. I was 22 to 26 building my national area. And right now, being young in Mary Kay is super cool. Like back then it wasn't. I mean, I was the minority. I mean, if we really go back, I had the company and other nationals questioning me. I was a baby moving up in this business. They didn't understand a 23, 24-year-old doing $1 million in sales. They thought, surely she's doing it wrong. How could she have done this? But you guys, I knew. I took God as my business partner. I worked this business 40 to 60 hours a week. I worked it hard, full circle in the right way, and I knew that God would bless my business. And you guys, but I watched my sphere of influence. It was tight. My sphere of influence was tight. I want you to make a list of 10 people that you spend time with the most. I want you to make a list of 10 people that you spend time with the most. And I want you to be honest with yourself. And I want you to throw a positive. If after leaving their space, they build you up, they make you feel better, they make you feel like you're not doing enough, like in a good way. I want you to put the negative next to them if they bring you down when you leave their space. And then I want you to next to them if really they do really nothing for your life. Like it's neither here nor there. It's like, eh. You know, it's like you didn't feel great, you didn't feel worse leaving their space. It was just like, eh. Okay. So who are the 5 people that you hang out the most? I want you to start hanging out with just the positives. Just the positives. It's a very small group. It's a very small group. Remember what I said, it's lonely going to the top. Many of you have heard my story that the 4 people that I hung around the most was God, my husband, my national sales director, my senior, and my dad. Not even my mom was supportive. My mom, even to this day, she's like, Sheila, where are you going next week? Where are you going off to? You know, because she's like, you have 40 years to become a national sales director. Why are you working so hard? I love my mama, but my mama doesn't have that business experience. And she didn't know what my vision was. And I knew why I was doing this. I knew what God had called me to. And sometimes the most precious people and the people you love in your life, they don't get why you're doing what you do, and they don't have to get it, right? And it didn't mean that I didn't have friends or didn't love other people or wasn't friends with other sales directors or other red jackets, but I was very particular. If they weren't improving themselves, like if they weren't going in the direction that I was going with, then I wasn't hanging out with them much. So I always reached out. And of course, sometimes it made me feel like I wasn't doing enough, but that was good, right? And you want to dress for your job title. When I wanted to be a director, I started dressing like them. I looked at their hairstyle, I looked at their makeup, I looked how they accessorized. I wanted to be like them, right? And so when I wanted to be a national, I started studying them, right? And so you want to really protect your space. If you wouldn't trade lives with, bank accounts with, homes with, faiths with, okay, I would not be asking that person. And so that is a very small, mediocre people because they make us feel better. And it doesn't mean goal of directorship or top director or national. You want to be really, really careful with who's in your space. Today, I have two friends that are not part of Mary Kay. And friends, some are Christian, some are non-Christian, some work their own business, some don't. Some work the corporate world, some work other network marketing companies, some work this. But when I was building in the most crucial time, I really didn't have a lot of friends outside of that. Now I have time to, but not then. So it's that commitment. It's that short you know, whatever that short period of time of crunch time, of studying, of like perfecting your craft, of building your organization. That's what this is with building a unit and a top unit in a national area. And last but not least, you guys, how do you speak to yourself? You know, your words have power. Your words have a new affirmation that's in front of you when you do your makeup or you wake up in the morning. Are you saying to yourself, everybody wants to book with me, with a beauty experience? I'm walking into a signing. Everybody wants to join my team. I do solid beauty experience every experience. I'm about to move 6 roll-up bags of these Miracle Set 3Ds, you know, are over your life, right? Your words are powerful. How are you speaking to yourself? How are you those? You've ending. You've got moms, you know, preparing for trips, kids getting out of school. There's going to be some excuses with booking. Again, it's going to be about the lead generation, having a lot of different leads, and you want to have a lot of different leads from different sources. Yes, you're going to have moms, but you also want to have women without children and corporate women and college students, because if you just have moms only, you might have some difficulties sometimes because they might say, well, I have this kid's party or we're about to go on a trip. So yes, you can get moms, but you might have to go to them a little bit more. So you want to have a diversification of leads, okay? So what I would focus on is massive, massive numbers. If it were me working these next 6 weeks, I would be doing test panels on this Miracle Set 3D. I actually have one tomorrow morning with 6 of my friends at 8:30 a.m. after drop off. I have 6 of my friends coming over for a test panel on all the on the Miracle Set 3D, and my friends want to help me. And so you guys, me as the National Sales Director, I'm holding test panels. Are you holding test panels? It's so easy to do with this new product. All you need to do is be excited and passionate about this goal and tell them that I'm so excited. I'm working on becoming a sales director. I have to get 30 women's opinions of our awesome 3D product. Would you just let me borrow your face? You'll be a part of my test panel, right? Or maybe you want to use a portfolio approach of, I'm building a portfolio for the summer. I'd love to have your opinion. And, you know, see personalities. It doesn't have to be so perfect. You can create a skincare party at your home, right? You can have someone do it. You can do it at your studio. You can do a one-on-one. You can do it in the back of a coffee shop. You can go to someone's school. You can go to a faculty lounge. You can go to someone's business at a corporate office. It doesn't have to be one cookie cutter way. Do it the way you want to do it, the way you want to design your life. The point is, you just gotta do it. You got to get the product on these faces. So you guys, I want you to do the test panel on our 3D. I want to encourage you guys to at least see 15 faces, if not 30, by the end of the month, so that you can bronze medal to gold medal to get where you need to go. Start working on your summer portfolio. Focus on diversifying your leads, not just having all moms. You want to have women that are single. You want to have your corporate women, your college students, and your moms and your teachers and so forth. So keep it diversified. Start looking at that. And I want you to think, as I'm traveling, how can I build my business? Because Mary Kay always said you want to build in 5 pockets. And boy, if you've been through hurricanes or tornadoes, you know what that means. So the goal is to build in 5 pockets. So I want you to think, where am I traveling to? Who do I know there where I could basically book 5, 10, 15, 30 faces within that 2-day window or that 4-day window or that week window that you're there to start building in that area. Or maybe you're on a plane where you meet a new friend and you could send her a facial in a bag and she could help you with that test panel through FaceTime or through Google Hangout or through Zoom. So think out of the box. Think, how can I expand? How can I work my business? Don't make excuses for yourself. If you want to do it, you can do it. There's so much opportunity in these next 6 weeks. You guys, throw your heart over the line. What is that one goal that you really, really want? Maybe it's to go to seminars at DIQ. Maybe it's to be finished with DIQ. Whatever it is, figure out what you need to finish it. If you need 5 more team members in the next week and a half to go to DIQ, then you need to be willing to do 25 to 30 interviews, faces and interviews. Yeah, I would do at least 10 to 15 with your director. You know, maybe you don't live in the same place as she does, but you can tell her when your next beauty experience is, and you could FaceTime or have her Zoom in at the end of your party. Or maybe you could send her all your closing sheets after your beauty experience, and she could follow up the next day, or you could 3-way or meet that person for a coffee chat. But there's a way to do this. So if you're doing a lot of interviews and you're not seeing results, you want a director, you're a senior, so that she can help you a little bit. And then also, if for some reason she can't do it, don't use her as a crutch either, because as you practice and you get better, you're going to get stronger at it and you're going to get better. That was one of my biggest fears, was sharing the opportunity. But as I practiced and perfected it, I got better and better. What was my biggest fear became my biggest strength. Okay, there was a few questions that some of you had. I'm not going to go through all of them, but one of the questions that you guys had sent in on the Google Hangout was, how do I balance my team and I balance my business? This is probably one of the biggest questions that women get, is how can I work my personal business and balance my team? Okay, this is how you balance that. I call it the 2 E's. You lead by example and through encouragement. Through example and through encouragement. Mary Kay said, let them learn why you earn. When you have 10 beauty experience every 2 weeks, you're going to have 5 opportunities for your new team members to learn the business. And so create a group Voxer, a group WhatsApp, a group text, or a Facebook group, and post in there your appointments so that your team members you can say, hey, I've got, beauty experience Friday, Saturday. Who wants to assist with me? Who wants to help? So that they're coming and seeing what you're doing, and they're seeing the money that you're earning, and they're like, oh, I should be doing this for myself. And then have a free assistant with you. So Mary Kay was so smart. So how do you lead? Through example and through encouragement. Examples of places to show them, doing for them, and not for yourself. And you're doing for yourself, and they're coming with you, and they're watching how you do what you do. And that's the best example you could ever set. Or maybe you are going maybe once with them. But that's a full-time job. Okay, so I've known people in this business where they literally said, I'm going to do a Tuesday night party and 3 parties on a Saturday. You can do this with a full-time job and kids. You just have to plan for it. So I can't tell you what your schedule is, but I know that if you could block out 1 full Saturday and an evening during the week and make sure you have at least 3 beauty experiences, 3 to 5 beauty experience slots, you can do it. So let's say you do 1 Tuesday night. You could have it set up at your home where you invite 10 people together, or 3 different hostesses, or you could go to one hostess where she has a mega party of 5, 10 people, or on Saturday you could have a 10, 2, and 5 booked, and just blow it out, and just make that your day where you're doing like 15 to 20 faces in one day. I mean, this past week I had directors doing 20 to 30 faces all in one Saturday. So if you want to do it, you can do it. You just have to plan for it. So you don't have to work this full time. You just have to work it intentionally. So figure out those time slots of what it's going to be. Tuesday, Thursday, 1 on Saturday night, a party, and 2 or 3 on Saturday. And then book everybody into those time slots. And when you seem desirable as a consultant of, hey, these are my 3 time slots. This is all I have. When they go, they go. You know, when you book people with that confidence, this is what I have, and I book quickly, and my time slots fill up. You know, people want to book with you. People want to book with you, and so you can definitely fit that in. And then one of the questions was, how do you keep inspired each day? That was a really good question. How do I keep inspired? Well, it's important to have your goals and your goal posters, right? And so I always made a goal poster every year in the beginning of the year. And I always tell my people, you know, you want to have a long, which is like 5 years out, like where do you want to be? And so like in your wildest dreams, it's national director or Cadillac sales director, having 500, customers, whatever it would be. Or I want to own my own home, or I want to have 2 homes, or I want to be able to retire my husband, or whatever it is. So you've got that long-term goal. So that's how I stayed inspired. I focused on my vision and not on my reality. I didn't focus on the today. I focused on how it was going to be. And I think that's the hardest part. We're like, okay, so if I do all this, will it pay off? You guys, that consistency will pay off. Consistency pays off every time. You guys, make consistency sexy. You guys, it wasn't that I did anything awesome. I just did it a little bit each day consistently, and it all paid off. You know, when you are sitting down on Sunday night and you're planning your whole week, right? When you have 10 appointments booked every 2 weeks out, and you get 5 new leads every day, you get 2 bookings because you're calling 10 people a day, and you're sharing 30 to 50 to 100 people a month. I mean, that comes off. It's like a machine. You know, you start adding tons of customers, and then they're washing it down the drain, and they're reordering, and then you've got new team members coming in, and then they're bringing in new team members, and it's just multiplying and dividing, and you have to have faith, as small as a mustard seed, that it will pay off. But when you're living, going back to the beginning, when you're thinking of this as a journey, not a destination, you'll have fun, you'll have joy, and you'll attract people to what you do. And that's just attractive. Everybody wants to join someone's team that's excited, that's passionate, that sees this as this is their calling, this is where they're going, right? And then you've also got to learn to detach that emotion of, if someone doesn't want to do this with you, or this, you can't take it personally. You've got to detach that. You've got to separate it. You've got to create that boundary. That every single person that I shared was going to do this. It wasn't that every single person that joined my team was going to stay. This was my calling. This was where I was going. I knew that the third would stay. I knew that a third would be in just getting their personal use product, and the third would be gone. I knew that. You guys have to know that and detach that, and don't take it personally. But when you're enjoying the journey and you're just living in your calling and you're taking God as your business partner, He will bless your efforts. He will truly bless your efforts. And so I pray that you guys have an incredible next 6 weeks. And I hope that I was able just to encourage you just a little bit, just to finish up your goals strong and to get into DIQ and to finish DIQ. We can't wait to see you on the other side and celebrate you as brand new sales directors. So have a good night, you guys. Bye-bye.